The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From Radio Beacon to Radio Beacon.
Let's go nice and loud.
Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
Let's go nice and loud.
Former President Trump's extended soundtrack session overnight, cast by his campaign as indulging a crowd who wanted to hear more songs from the famous DJT Spotify playlist. But to the Harris campaign, Mr. Trump appeared lost, confused, and frozen. Part of their strategy to put a renewed focus on Mr. Trump's health, with the vice president all but daring her rival to release his medical records.
Are they afraid that people will see that he is too weak and unstable to lead America?
The vice president looking to flip the script after months when President Biden was the one on the ticket and under scrutiny as the oldest presidential nominee in American history. But now it's Mr. Trump who's the oldest in this race at 78. Democrats trying to cast doubt on his mental acuity, including Harris running mate Tim Walz.
He's confused. He's a nearly 80-year-old man.
A recent ad showing Mr. Trump appearing to slur his words.
Anonymous.
The former president has been off his game.
Anonymous.
And political opponents highlighting moments like this one.
And he was a nice guy who was asking her all these. They don't take like I do. Anybody who wants to go, what the hell difference does it make? They have, and how dishonest was ABC?
Mr. Trump deploying his own line of attack, challenging the 59-year-old vice president to a cognitive test in a late-night post this week, suggesting there could be something very wrong with her. Her doctor called her health excellent, the same word Mr. Trump's doctor used to describe his health in a shorter letter released last year.
I mean... Who wants this? Who really wants this to be the conversation around the next 4 years? I mean, last night he lost his mind, okay? Whatever was left of it, we should actually say. But thank God there's sports. That's all I can say. Thank God there's lots of sports right now. You got, the best part of baseball season, the end. Okay, it's the playoffs. We're all into it, right? You're into it. You're a Mets fan, right?
Oh, I'm into it. I'm
usually, a Yankees fan.
As a Mets fan, I'm normally checked out by the All-Star break. Not this year. Not this year.
You think it'll be a Subway Series, you think, maybe? I don't know.
There's an amazing chance of it,
right?
And I'll take it. Like, there's a legitimate shot.
You and me, baby, we'll go at it like boom, boom, boom.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Although, I'm an old... Mets fan, from yesteryear, from my childhood memories, standing at the bus stop, listening to them win the World Series, it's, good memory. But the Yankees, my God, playing against the Mets in the World Series, see, that would get me through any freaking election is what it would do.
Happened 24 years ago. It could happen again.
Could happen again. And, it's a good thing because so now we got football season is, all like full throttle. Got the end of baseball season. We're in the playoffs here. Could be a Subway Series. New Yorkers are really happy about this. I mean, it's very exciting for us. And it's much better than watching what he did. Last night, I swear to God, okay, so people kept on passing out at his rally. I don't know what it is with his rallies. I think it has to do with the fact that it's older people that like to go to Trump rallies, number one. They might have lymphedema. They might have a little, diabetic, hypoglycemia going on, meaning they didn't take the shot. They need the shot, or they took the shot and didn't eat properly. I don't know, but they're always passing out. They're always like dropping off like flies because this man can't shut up. He talks for 90 minutes about nothing. You can't even follow the bouncing ball because there isn't one, and he needs one desperately because nobody knows what the hell he's talking about 99.9% of the time. He is just rambling. He calls it the weave, and, he thinks he's an artiste or something like this when it comes to dementia. His is different. His is new. His is, the weave. No, I mean, he's talking about junk, and now... Everybody is saying what we were saying yesterday. Everybody. It's getting really, really dark in his world. It's getting really, really dank. It's getting really, really bad, really violent, really ugly, real free-for-all kind of crap. Don't comply with FEMA stuff. I honestly don't understand why people would want this. I mean, why would you want this, especially now that you know that nobody is safe from, Mother Nature, okay? I don't care what your issue is, whether it's forest fires. He's just going to blame, you didn't rake the floor. He's still doing that. Oh, and by the way, what the hell was he doing in California anyway? I guess it was a fundraiser that he turned into some sort of a rally. Do you know what happened? So people were bussed in to a farm on the fairgrounds in Coachella. Okay. Now people think Coachella is a person. I don't know. I don't know what people think anymore. I honestly have no idea. Or maybe they just think it's a music festival and that is what Coachella is and that it's not a town. I don't know. But people were bussed into the fairgrounds in Coachella, and they were invited to hear the Donald speak for 90 freaking minutes. People were passing out there, too, because it was 100 degrees. It was 90 to 100 degrees, and he talked for 90 freaking minutes. And then when people left, he had them bussed in. This is why he is always accusing Kamala Harris of bussing people in. He bussed them in, okay? Because it's California, like, who would want to go to a desert location in 100-degree heat to listen to this blowhard, blow even harder hot air all over them? So they had to be bussed in. There were about 20 buses of people that were put in there. And then he decided that he didn't want to pay. He says this all the time. For you, no tax on tips people. He says all the time, he doesn't like to pay overtime, and so he doesn't. He wouldn't pay the drivers of the buses to wait around for the people to pick up the people who were bussed in. And so the buses left. And the people were stranded in 90-degree heat at 8 o'clock at night. Only, people in Coachella, Arizona, Florida, only we know what we're talking about here, about how uncomfortable all that is. And they were forced to walk back to their cars, miles and miles and miles. And this is not the first time that he, screwed his own people. And he continues to do it. But do you remember in the height of COVID, okay, it was out in Nebraska. Everybody was, bussed out to, a location in Nebraska. It was like 27 degrees. It was bitter cold. It was freezing, and it was COVID, right? And the same thing happened. He bussed people in, and then he let the buses go. And you had senior citizens in wheelchairs. You had families with young children standing out in the freezing, bitter cold during a virus, a pandemic, freezing their butts off. And he didn't give a damn. He just didn't give a rat's ass about it. And this is who he is. So, and now, you have people in North Carolina who are literally they're entering into week two of this massive flood event, okay, with no flood insurance. No flood. Like, I think 8% of the people in North Carolina had flood insurance. And you can only get it from the federal government, It's the only place you can get. And most of it doesn't cover the contents of your home either. It's just maybe the dwelling. And then not even up to what your house is worth, but like $250 maxed out, But anyway, most people don't have it. And so he's in North Carolina telling people, don't comply with FEMA. They're going to take your land. They're burying the bodies. Why do you want this? This is my question. And I mean it. Because with only 3 weeks left, I cannot figure out, are these junk polls? Is this, just the United States has a mental health problem? Is it bogus? Is it bullcrap? Is this, not real polling? Are they polling like 500 people? And, when the size matters, everybody. When the sample size is too small, you walk away disappointed and you don't participate. Size matters. But, I don't know. I don't know how it's this close. I honest to God, do not. Because he's nuts. And violent. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.